What's up guys, and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am going to give you my honest review with regards to the Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade mobile game. But before I start with my review, I just want to note that this is not an MMORPG, which is the usual genre that I post in my channel. This mobile game is a turn-based game, meaning you and your opponents take turns attacking each other's avatars, or in this case, a group or party. And whoever has the last group or party standing wins the match. From the title alone, it is obvious that this game is revolving around the anime Jujutsu Kaisen. This anime is probably one of the most popular anime series in the world, going against the likes of One Piece, Bleach, Solo Leveling, Demon Slayer, and so on. So if you are an anime fan, or a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, then you will surely enjoy this game. If you are wondering why I suddenly made a review about a turn-based game, this is because this genre is very near and dear to my heart. The turn-based genre is one of the earliest games that I've played when I was young. From the early Final Fantasy games, Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger games, up until the Suikoden series. These are all turn-based games from back in the day during the PlayStation 1 era, and if it wasn't for these games, I probably wouldn't have had the love for gaming that I have now. So even though you see me play MMORPGs or open world games, a turn-based game will never get old for me. This will always have a special place in me when it comes to gaming. That is why when this game was recommended to me, I was very excited and hyped, as I am a big fan of turn-based games, and I am also a big fan of Jujutsu Kaisen. I've already read the manga and watched all the seasons as well as the movie for Jujutsu Kaisen. From that alone, you can already tell that I am a big fan of this anime. So being able to play a game with one of my favorite animes is such an exciting time for me. So without further ado, let's start with the art style of this game. I'm going to be honest, the art style and graphics for this game is superb. It feels like I'm watching the actual show, which is crazy considering that this doesn't usually happen in mobile games. From the simple dialogue scenes of each character, paired up with the actual voices of the characters in the series, fans of Jujutsu Kaisen will surely have a blast in playing this game. What's even more amazing are the cutscenes in between dialogues, where they will slide a scene from the anime itself. On top of that, the background music of this game is so good. It really resembles a lot of the music from the anime series. From those things that I've mentioned, you will surely get the Jujutsu Kaisen vibes when playing this game. Heck, even the sound of the curses are exactly the same from the anime series. When it comes to the user interface of the game, it is very simple and straightforward. Just what I like with my games. I am a huge proponent of simplicity in games, especially when talking about the UI. Because a simple UI is easier to understand and it doesn't really overwhelm the players. You have your main windows at the bottom, from the home window, enhancement windows, and so on. At the right side of your screen are your quest windows, from your daily missions, up until the Phantom Parade Pass, or in simpler terms, that is your Battle Pass. At the top of your screen are the different currencies in the game, from upgrading your characters to the currency used in drawing characters in the gacha system. We will talk about the gacha system later in the video, so make sure to stick around. You also have your player rank, wherein you can get additional stats for your crew the more you rank up in the game, and the AP or action points, which you need in order to complete activities in the game. So if you are wondering if there is a limit when playing this game, the answer to that is yes. When you use up all your action points, you can no longer do some of the activities in the game. Although you can replenish your action points by using specific in-game items, which you can get as mission rewards, or you can directly purchase them from the in-game shop. When it comes to the gameplay, as I've mentioned earlier, this is a turn-based game, so the characters will mostly be in an idle state, especially when it is not your time to move. In combat, the graphics are quite okay, I mean, this is a turn-based game, so I don't really see the necessity to put a flashy and super detailed graphics in the game. The graphics in combat actually gives more of an anime vibe to the game, which again, this game is based off. Although I would say that they could have added more animations when it comes to the actions done by the characters in game. That would have really made the gameplay more immersive in my opinion. But that doesn't really take anything away from the game from my perspective. When I am looking at a turn-based game, I look at the strategies that I can come up with in order to win the battle. And that is one of the things that I really like in this game, as this is not just a simple turn-based mechanic. This is more of a turn-based role-playing game, because there are different roles for different characters. You have the defenders, or what you may call a tank or frontliners in your party. You have the attackers, which are basically your damage dealers. The interferers, which I think are the summoners in the game. To be honest, the only interferer that I've seen so far in this game is Megumi Fushiguro. And you have the enhancement class, which is basically your support and buff characters. Another thing is that there are different attributes in the game, which are the red, gold, blue, and green attributes. These attributes are used by your characters as well as the opponents that you fight in the game. So you need to take note which attribute is strong and weak against each other, which allows you to make counter plays in this game. In addition to that, you also have the recollection bits, which acts like an ace of your sleeve. One character can equip one recollection bit, which can grant them additional buff in combat. As you can see, there are different layers when it comes to the gameplay and mechanics of this game. It gives you the creativity to formulate your own lineup and use characters that will have an advantage in the field. This is the reason why I love turn-based games, because strategy is always going to be the key to winning. And for the fans of the anime, this is your chance to make your dream lineup of Jujutsu sorcerers. When it comes to the character's progression, each character's level and grade can be enhanced, which gives them additional stats in combat. You can also awaken characters as long as you have enough shards to do the awakening. Skill enhancement is where you can improve the command skills that you use in combat. For the auto skills, these are buffs that a character does in combat. For example, Gojo has an attack nullification to himself when the battle starts. In addition to the character progression, you can also progress the recollection bits that you get in order to improve the stats that it gives you in combat. Of course, you are probably wondering where to get the upgrading materials for the characters. This is easy, because the progression materials are obtainable through the different activities in the game, from the main quest or storyline to other activities that you do daily, from the dispatch, first object collection, domain investigation, enhancement quest, and formidable foe. These are all different activities on top of the main story quest and event missions. So when it comes to content, there are a lot of things that you can do in this game, as well as a lot of ways where you can obtain materials to improve your characters. Now that we've covered the gameplay and mechanics of this game, I think it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. So where will we get the characters in the game? As mentioned earlier, there is a gacha system in this game. So in order to get the characters for your party, you need to draw them from the gacha machine. And when we are talking about gacha systems, the next question that will surely be asked is if this game is a pay-to-win game. Of course, this is a pay-to-win game. The monetization system around this game is revolving around their gacha system. That is the main source of the characters in this game as well. And just like any other gacha games in the market, the characters that you get have different tiers. In this game, the R are the normal or common characters, the SR are the gold characters, and the SSR are the top tier characters. Obviously, SSR tiers are the characters that you like to have in your lineup. However, it's not going to be easy to get them. Although, this doesn't mean that you are required to spend money in the game. Just like me, for instance, I am an F2P in every game that I play and post in this channel. and in my current lineup, I already have 3 SSR characters in this game, from Kugisaki, Maki, and Gojo. The game provides a generous amount of rewards when it comes to the coins used to draw in the gacha machine. So as long as you play the game, complete the missions and activities daily, you will be able to get coins used to draw more characters for your account. In addition to that, since the game is fairly new, they have given out a coupon that allows you to draw a guaranteed SSR character. And not only that, it also gives you the opportunity to redraw if you don't like the SSR character that you got. I was really surprised by that, to be honest. Unlimited draw and a guaranteed SSR for that single voucher. Here's the clip when I used that voucher in the game. The first one that I got was Todo, and boy, I was so frustrated because Todo is one of my favorite characters in the series. Todo, Nanami, and Gojo are my top 3 characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, so being able to get Todo on the first draw was such a hype for me. However, I have to control my emotions, as I need to check out the other available SSR in the game. I mean, we should take advantage of the unlimited redraw for this one voucher. Take note that once you accept the SSR character that you got in the draw, the voucher will be consumed. So here are more clips from my draw. Of course, they are giving me Nanami. Come on, bro. I was so tempted to accept this as my pick. However, you already know who I'm gunning for. We want the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in the game. And at last, we got Gojo Satoru. It kinda sucks though, as my 2 other SSR characters are also both attackers. So I have to remove one from my lineup. Even though I'm tempted to use 3 attackers in my party, having Nanami, which is an enhancement class, is such a huge boost. The damage increase that he can give the whole party is something that is more important in my opinion. But anyway, that is how the gacha system works, and how you can get more characters in the game. Other notable things that you need to know about this game is the main story quest. If you haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen, or don't have any idea what this anime is all about, playing the main story is just like watching the anime itself. That is really dope, as each episode in this game is coming from the story of the anime. In addition to that, the tutorial in this game is very intuitive and really teaches the players every possible mechanic in the game. At the same time, when you are on loading screens, you will get additional tips and guides about the game. So make sure to take some time in reading the text in the loading screens. Although the game is not perfect, it also has its flaws. Like, there are moments when I lag in the home screen of the game, or sometimes in other windows like the enhancement or team formation windows. For some reason, I encounter frame drops in those areas of the game. Fortunately, this doesn't happen in combat, which is pretty good. Another thing that I think can be an improvement for this game is the lack of customization. Based on my experience and the time with the game, there are minimal differences between an R and an SSR character. Their main difference are the stats and skills. However, the looks are the same. You can't even change or add different costumes for each character, which is quite lacking, especially when it comes to the customization department of this game. However, I also have to consider that this game just recently came out, so maybe that will be added in future updates. Overall, I really enjoyed playing this game, and to be honest, I am still playing it up until now. This is a nice change of pace to what I usually play, and it is very refreshing. It's a treat for the fans of the Jujutsu Kaisen anime, especially since the new season of the anime will probably come out later next year. Of course, there's a bit of bias for me. As I've mentioned, turn-based games is something special for me, and then you mix it up with one of my favorite animes of all time. Of course, I'm going to be hyped and excited for this game. but objectively speaking, the game is very decent. It has the qualities of a good turn-based game, and then you pair it up with a well-renowned anime with a vast collection of characters and skills. I can highly recommend this game, not only for the fans of the genre and the series, but for gamers who just wants to have a game that you can enjoy as an F2P or a pay-to-win player. Let me know your thoughts about the Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more game reviews, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. GG!
You're a superhero.